Hello guys, today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. We are going to be commentating on random showdown battles. So we're going to look for, we're just going to go here into VGC and we are going to watch just any battle that comes up. So this battle's just started, which is great. So in the right corner we have Happy Muffin Time, and in the left we have Yes Munchlax. Happy Muffin Time has the team of Kieran White, Zacian, Whimsicott, Rotom Heat, Incineroar, and Gastrodon. Meanwhile, Yes Munchlax has a team containing Thundurus, Calyrex Shadow, Gastrodon, Groudon, Charizard and Incineroar, and we're kicking off. Munchlax will lead with Thundurus and Calyrex, whilst Happy Muffin will lead with Kyurem and Whimsicott. So turn 1, what do we think is going to happen? I imagine the Whimsicott is going to Tailwind, and the Kyurem will either Dynamax or it will swap out. Meanwhile, on the other side, the Thundurus could also Tailwind. However, if it's Prankster, it may also opt to go for a Thunder Wave. Whimsicott coming out with a taunt on the Thundurus. Thundurus are not able to use Eerie Impulse, and an Astral Barrage coming out from the Calyrex, unable to kill the Whimsicott. Very bad turn 1 for Yes Munchlax. He swaps into the Groudon, and the Kyurem Dynamax, and the Tailwind comes up as predicted what would happen turn 1, but instead it happened on turn 2. Max Hailstorm not killing the Calyrex, unfortunately. Calyrex responding with an Astral Barrage, knocking out the Whimsicott and damaging the Kyurem. Calyrex does unfortunately die to the hail though, which is very unfortunate. Thundurus comes out for Munchlax and Incineroar for Happy Muffin Time. So we've confirmed that Thundurus is not Defiant. This probably means it's Prankster. Fake Out coming out on the Thundurus. Thundurus can't move. Max Hailstorm wipes out the Thundurus. The Charizard also swapped for the Groudon, which I forgot to mention. And now the Groudon comes back up, resetting the weather for the Charizard. I imagine here the Charizard is going to max, and we do see that. The G-Max Charizard coming out. Groudon is going to Protect, taking a Max Hailstorm though. Weakened, thankfully, due to the Protect. Restores some health with Citrus Berry. Max Airstream coming out on the Incineroar, raising the speed of the attacking team. However, Happy Muffin still has that Tailwind, and it looks like Munchlax will just forfeit, which is very unfortunate. So we will now find another battle. Okay, we're gonna go to first turn. Okay, so I have not set this up right. I have just realised. So apparently it doesn't save what setting you put it to. So we'll go back, and here we are. We've got Ludicolo 6644 against Wester 7. Wester with the team of Calyrex, Ice, Palkia, Umbreon, Rillaboom, Entei, and Thundurus. Meanwhile, Ludicolo has a team of Zekrom, Kyogre, 2 of the Genies, Thundurus and Landorus, Amoonguss, and Incineroar. I wonder what their turn 1 will be like. I imagine it's either going to be the Kyogre and the Thundurus starting, or possibly the Amoonguss and any of the others. As Amoonguss, probably Amoonguss and either Incineroar, Landorus, or the Zekrom. Possibly the Kyogre as well, depending on what the Kyogre set is. Because that Spore, it's able to redirect with Rage Powder, and then put enemies to sleep with Spore as well. If Ludicolo decides to put one of his legends on the field, the priority will be them, so that allows him to get easy Spores off. Wester could possibly lead with a Rillaboom. No, he leads Calyrex Palkia. Meanwhile, Ludicolo leads with Zekrom and Thundurus. This is an interesting lead from Wester, putting both of his legendaries on the field immediately. So it'll be interesting to see what happens here, because the person with clear advantage is Ludicolo in this precise moment, as there is nothing to stop him from double targeting the Calyrex. He swaps the Zekrom into Incineroar, possibly a bad move, as this gives Calyrex the opportunity to set up. But no, Calyrex going for pure damage here with a Glacial Lance. Taunt going into Umbreon, which is very unfortunate. Due to having Prankster, it does not affect Dark types. Now Wester is in a difficult position with -1 attack and staring down the Incineroar. Calyrex probably forced to switch out here. Umbreon, however, looking comfortable where it is. Correct, Palkia does come in here. Fake Out going into the Palkia, and Foul Play going into the Kyogre. What will Wester do next? Palkia is very useful against Kyogre because of the double resistance offered. However, and Incineroar's here, so is especially weak to Palkia's water moves. Kyogre is injured now, so it won't have an effective water spout, so it's unlikely to go for a water spout here. Ludicolo suddenly in an unpromising position. Water spout does come out from the Kyogre despite being weakened, and a Max Whirlwind takes out the Kyogre and lowers the attack of the Incineroar. Incineroar probably parting shots here, and it does indeed, into the Palkia, reducing its special attack. That's the only stat that matters. We don't care about the attack drop. Thundurus and Zekrom now return to the field. Thundurus can Tailwind here, and that would allow Zekrom to be able to go after the Palkia, which looks like might be the case. No, Thundurus goes for a Scary Face. Well, the Palkia max guards, meaning that Zekrom cannot get damage off. Umbreon going for the Yawn onto the Zekrom, now putting it on a timer of 1 turn to be able to use moves. Zekrom may have to switch out into Incineroar here, and if it does, I imagine that the Palkia will target it down or the Thundurus down. Either way, it's guaranteed a kill here. Eerie Impulse coming out, lowering that special attack even further, meaning the Zekrom can stay in. Max Lightning firing off into the Umbreon, not killing it there. But setting up electric terrain does mean that the Zekrom will not fall asleep due to being grounded. A very clever use of terrain and knowledge of terrain by Ludicolo there. Now Palkia is forced to switch out or stay in and just not do any damage here. Meanwhile, Umbreon low on health, can't do too much. Possibly go for a Snarl or a Foul Play. Does go for a Foul Play into a weakened Zekrom, so doing near no damage. This is a very scary position to be in. Swapping to Rillaboom now, erasing the terrain. Ludicolo will swap into Incineroar. Thunderbolt comes out onto the Rillaboom, and Foul Play comes out into the Incineroar. Now that grassy terrain is up, they will start recovering HP each turn. Now we have a battle of fake outs, Incineroar and Rillaboom. Rillaboom will U-turn into the Incineroar, bringing back in the Palkia, I imagine, as he does that. And Foul Play into the Zekrom, taking it down to about 19%, putting it in kill range of most moves. Incineroar will likely parting shot here, I imagine, due to not having the fake out pressure net anymore. No, he still went for the fake out. Possibly a misclick. Not realising he had clicked fake out. The Incineroar is taken out by a Hydro Pump by the Palkia. And Umbreon fails plays to take out the Zekrom, but before that happened, Fusion Bolt occurred where Umbreon lost health. And there we go, Ludicolo will forfeit the battle, making Wester our victor. I think we'll do one more. It's just something a bit different, because playing Pokemon's not the greatest for me at the moment, due to the current format. But lots of people are still having fun with it, so I admire those that are still playing. It's just something a bit different to start getting content out onto the channel. But here we are with our third and final battle, GG Fan against Mika. Mika with a team of Calyrex Ice, Torkoal, Venusaur, Kyogre, Mimikyu, and Urshifu. Let me just see if I can work out what Urshifu that is. No, it doesn't look like we're going to be able to find that out, unfortunately. We'll just have to tell by the moves. I think it is single strike form though. GG has a team of Solgaleo, Kyogre, Zapdos, Landorus Therian, Grimmsnarl, and Incineroar. And the battle's going to start here. Urshifu and Mimikyu both enter the field. It is indeed single strike. So possibly a Trick Room being set up here for the Calyrex and Torkoal in the back, if that is what is in the back. And by leading with Mimikyu, it possibly confirms the fact that this is indeed a Sunroom team, and Kyogre is just there for additional pressure of scaring on Team Preview. Mimikyu is taken out, unfortunately, though. This means that now the only Trick Room option is... So yes, the forfeit there does confirm that this will be a Trick Room team. Very unfortunate, but well done to GG Fan. Due to that one being short, we can do another one. Okay, here we have, we'll just call him Toxic for now, with an interesting team. His two legendaries clearly being Kyogre and Double, but following that he has a Cinderace, Mimikyu, Gyarados, and Regieleki. Sfes has a team of double weather actually, with the Kyogre and the Groudon. He also has Regieleki, Venusaur, Charizard, and Grimmsnarl. And here we are starting. Sfes leads with Grimmsnarl and Groudon, whilst Toxic leads with Kyogre and Regieleki. Kyogre's weather went off second. This confirms to us that the Groudon is faster than the Kyogre. And this means that it's possibly scarfed, which is very interesting. The rain is up, which means Groudon's damage output is reduced, and he is at a disadvantage due to being faced against the Kyogre. However, the Regieleki can't do too much here due to the fact that Groudon is ground type. Groudon going for the Precipice Blades and hitting both, knocking out the Regieleki and damaging the Kyogre heavily. The Kyogre returns with a Water Spout, and due to the rain it's dealing heavy damage, knocking out the Groudon and taking the Grimmsnarl to about 25%. Cinderace comes out for Toxic, and Venusaur comes out for Sfes. Without Sun being up, this puts Sfes in a disadvantage due to the fact that he does not get that speed boost. However, Kyogre is paralysed due to the Thunder Wave displayed earlier, which means Venusaur is able to do big damage to the Kyogre. However, the Cinderace possibly has Acrobatics, and due to its ability Libera, it becomes the type of its moves, so it could possibly max here and go for a max Airstream into the Venusaur, which looks like might be a possibility right now. Thunder Wave going into the Cinderace, G-Max Vinelash coming out, knocking out the Kyogre. G-Max Fireball going into the Venusaur. Going for a Fireball there is interesting, because now... Oh no, because it's G-Max, it does not set up the sun. I did forget that. Okay, but it does ignore the weather effects, so it deals neutral damage, neutral weather damage. I believe. I could be wrong with that. It either ignores abilities or it ignores... I think it ignores abilities. So that is my mistake. It was weakened by the rain, so unable to take the Venusaur out. Interesting team comp by Toxic. Not sure I would agree with it though. Not having a second legendary is really hurting him at the moment. And he's revealed his final Pokemon being Mimikyu. Mimikyu going for a Sword Dance. Or Grimmsnarl reflects. Max Geyser taking out the Cinderace. What water move does Venusaur get? Weather Ball. It would probably be Weather Ball, due to the fact we are in the rain. It's not looking good here for Toxic, being left with only one Pokemon. Shadow Sneak goes into Grimmsnarl, unable to knock it out. Thunder Wave comes out, paralysing the Mimikyu, and Max Ooze comes out to break the disguise. It's not looking good here for our friend Toxic. He's going to have to do something that I don't think there is anything he can do. He can knock out the Grimmsnarl, but aside from that, there is nothing. And don't forget, S-Fest also still has a Pokemon on the back, which is yet to be revealed. Sludge Bomb comes out, knocking out the Mimikyu, and that crowns S-Fest as our victor in this battle. Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed that. Something a bit different, commentating showdown battles. If that's something you enjoy, let me know, and we may possibly do it again. Peace.